We made $146,000 last month. And as you guys can see, here are some of the transactions using a UAE bank account. So that's an AED.
It tastes good like soul food. Parked up outside in the old school. The new me back with the OU. The dog always find his way back home, and it's so true. Later on, fall through and pop one. You know the motto, smoke something, drink something, pop one. Got your hand on my Glock while your ass ride shotgun. High stakes, risk it every day. I know fucking ugly niggas just not fun.
Yo, no way, dude. Bands on Twins here. My name is Mateo, and this is Alfonso.
I'm Alfonso. We're twin brothers.
And this video documents the journey and our story, how we started and got to where we are now. Many people ask us, why haven't you made content yet? And to be quite blunt, it's because we don't really need to make content to make money. We make money through our own business, and we have employees to pay, and we're currently enjoying our lifestyle and freedom. It's not like we're gonna sell you guys a course or anything.
So it's literally just a side thing for us.
If you're not interested in the video, probably just click off. Probably wasn't made for you anyway. And for those of you sticking on, you're in for a treat.
Right now, we're 22-year-olds traveling around the world, making money online through a laptop. So we've been all around the world, primarily Southeast Asia, Australia, went to Dubai for a bit, and later this year, we're going to Europe and the Americas as well. So the benefit of this and making money online through a laptop is that you have financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom, at least to a degree, or at least way more than if you're in like a 9-to-5 job or studying like we were not that long ago. So we don't have Lambos just yet or anything like that, maybe in the future. But you know, we've set up a company in Dubai. We have friends all over the world. And again, we get to live a lifestyle that we really dreamed of for a very long time. And the most important thing out of all this is being able to take care of ourselves and our loved ones. Is just going to bed, sleeping at night, knowing that everyone's taken care of, and that if anything happens, you can support them financially. Right now, we can both say we're much happier now. We have much better mental well-being. Our health's better. But most importantly, our relationships with loved ones, family has gone a lot better. Life is becoming increasingly more fun.
Yeah, so our parents split up when we were super young. We were born in the Philippines and moved to Australia at a really young age. And something I always remember back in the days in the Philippines was whenever there was some issue in the family or in the house, it always had something to do with money, right? It was always like, we have to pay for this or pay for that, or we can't do this because of money. And that really frustrated us. Even at a young age, we understood.
So growing up in school, we were pretty average, normal guys. Like nothing crazy. We weren't super smart. We weren't dumb either. We weren't really popular, but I guess we were like identical twins, so people kind of knew us. We liked playing soccer, liked video games. Everyone used to compare us as well, which back then, it like pissed us off because we didn't want to be compared to, we wanted to be our own identity, our own person. But we realized one of the best things that's happened to us is that people used to compare us. And now we really look at it as really friendly competition, and that we hold each other to a high standard. Because if people compare us, it's like who's better at school, who's better at video games, who's better at soccer, who's stronger, who would win in a fight. So we always had that competitive nature about us, and I think that really helped us with business too. So we went to like a relatively good public school in Perth, Western Australia, where it was surrounded by lots of wealth. Like a lot of our friends had lots of money, you know, nice houses, and a lot of them could have went to private schools but chose to go to this public school. So we weren't like rich, we weren't necessarily poor either. However, we saw the wealth around us and we saw what was sort of possible and the type of lifestyles we had, which was pretty different to our home life.
We enjoyed the social part of school, but in terms of like the academic side, we didn't really enjoy it. We kind of just had to do it because all our mates were trying to do the best in school. But working that 9-to-5 life didn't really resonate with us. But back then, we didn't really care that much. We were kind of just doing what everyone else was doing, and we were heading towards that path.
The main benefit that we had, which we're super grateful now, is that we are identical twin brothers, which means we think the same way, we have the same opinion of things, we have the same mindset toward things, and we actually had each other to like talk about these things. We used to share a room. We used to talk just about fucking everything, about school, video games, like what we wanted out of our lives, like the dreams that we had. And it's really cool because a huge thing that we dreamt of was traveling around the world and have enough money to do cool things, like pay for dinners, have dinners without looking at the price for things, buy things, just take a plane ticket there because you can.
Those were the days, the endless nights, years on end, literally just talking. We would just talk.
And that's the problem, right? We would talk, But not until much later on did we actually do something about it, which sounds cringe looking back, but it is what it is, which we'll get to in a moment.
Yeah, so when we turned 15, we both got a job at our local Macca's or McDonald's. It was fun. We were working with the boys. Heaps of guys from the school we went to worked there as well. So sometimes it didn't really feel like work because we were just hanging out with the boys. Looking at what we had to do for work, earning literal minimum wage, like what, $10 an hour. And then you kind of look at the managers there and the older people there who have been there for years. You're kind of like, yeah, this ain't it. Like, this is just a short-term thing. It really put perspective into us.
We have to work for this just to be earning $10 in like greasy, slimy Macca's. But that was sort of our first experience of 9 to 5, spending time for money. And after high school, we were naturally super lost. We didn't know what to do with our lives. Many people around us were going to university or college, and then other people as well were doing a trade, or other people just kind of working. However, everyone around us was going more towards the uni side. And obviously our family wanted us to go to uni. So naturally, we just thought, hey, let's go to uni straight after high school. And we both studied finance and cybersecurity at the University of Western Australia, which is WA.
And in high school, and especially the school we went to, that was what everyone was pushing. That's what all the teachers were pushing.
We both did the same fucking degree. We did finance and cybersecurity. Just because it sounds really good on paper. Nothing really interested us. We just thought, okay, what's gonna make us money? So in finance, like money, finance, sounds good. And cybersecurity was like a really new thing, and it was like a new course. So we just thought, oh, we probably get paid a lot of money.
And we're like, oh, that's an easy way out. That's good money, 6 figures, that's plenty. We'll be balling. Or at least that's what we thought, right?
It was a COVID year, the year that we graduated. There was like a lot less people. It was a lot less lively in uni. And when you go there, it's like everyone's actually in the same boat. A lot of people were, and a lot of people we met and made friends with, they kind of just went to uni just because everyone else was doing it, or we just never really tried hard enough to even consider that. And then we realized at the end of our 3-year degree, we would just do some shitty office job, 9 to 5 in an office, just to earn like $60K a year, right? Which is like, hang on, if you worked at Macca's full time, we probably would have earned something similar, right? But either option was shit. But the thing with this is like throughout uni, we still didn't do anything about it. We were just like,
we were aware of it,
we were aware.
We were like, doing our own thing.
Just doing like the normal,
playing soccer, hanging out
stuff.
with mates, going out on the weekends. We didn't really think about it too much. It was just going with the flow.
I think I was working at Macca's, I think just after high school. I did like a shift, 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. And I'd drive home. And before I got out of the car, I would just sit in the car and just listen to music and be like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? At the end of the shift, what, you made $80? Maybe a little bit more than that, maybe 100. And it was many, many weeks like that where I kind of felt that throughout uni, still do uni work, but the things we never really did anything about. We just kind of talked about, we kept talking about shit, but never really do anything for a while.
Throughout my first year of uni, got a job doing labor hire, right? So trade assistants, unpackaging, sea containers, like being the bitch in the construction site, that sort of stuff. Actually, one of our boys got all the boys a job there. So it was kind of cool because we were working together. But that was really shit because it was much better paid than Macca's. That was definitely an upgrade. The lifestyle and the work just wasn't it. My back hurt. It'd be 40-degree heat in Perth. The guys I'm working with, respectfully, were a bunch of crackheads, and it just wasn't that good, especially like where the area we got brought up in. Like, it really put a different perspective on like, shit, like this is the real world. Something I super remember was a lot of the construction workers that I'd work with, they asked me, oh, what you doing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just in uni. This is just my casual job. And they go up to me and they're like, please do not stop uni, right? Keep it and graduate and get a job. You want to make money through your mind, not through your hands, because they all regretted doing what they're doing, and they thought that the best thing I could do is in uni. So they were pushing that massively towards me, which I took that advice and I'm like, you guys are right. Of course, we ended up, not following through that. But another thing was I got fired from one of the jobs. I basically got fired for going on my phone too much. And I think it was a little bit bullshit, but at the same time, I kind of knew what I was doing, right? I was like wagging, if you know what I mean. And I thought about it and I realized, like, why was I going on my phone? And it was because we earn a certain amount per hour, right? I believe it's like 31 an hour working construction. And there'd be some people working harder, getting stressed, backs breaking, getting like sunburnt, right? Earning 31 an hour. And there were the lazy cunts who did absolutely nothing and were getting $31 an hour. And me and my mate were like, oh, let's do the bare minimum. Let's just get away with as much as possible and just get paid per hour because we're getting paid per hour anyway. We ended up getting caught. We got let go from that job, and I was on my last one for the agency. I worked a few shifts after that, but not long until I stopped. But that was a huge wake-up call because I realized, why am I getting paid the same amount per hour no matter how hard I work? And that was when I knew I had to go into something different.
So for context, I also worked there too. We both worked there. One story that really stood out to me was, some of the boys might know him, who used to work there. He's an older guy, maybe in his 40s. What he told me was like the saddest shit ever, that it scared me. It like scared me to live a life like him. And not that I look down on him as a human being. I'm sure he wasn't dealt the best hands or like cards, but he still kind of chose to live that life. And he was telling me, it was like a Monday night, right? And he's like, oh, what are you doing tonight? I'm like, oh, probably just study for uni, whatever, like just chill back. And I was like, oh, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm gonna have a drink. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, which pub are you going to? Like, I think I was just 18, so I was like, oh, I want to know like different pubs, whatever. I was like, oh, nah, I'm just gonna drink in my room. So I rent a room. I'm gonna buy a 1 liter bottle of Jack's, and I'm gonna drink it. And I've done the same thing every day for the past like 2 years. And I was like, what the fuck? First of all, I could barely drink half a bottle of that. And this cunt drinks a full bottle every day. And I know how much money he earns because he earns similar to me because we're in the same fucking job. He spent like 22 bucks on lunch bar, and he has a pack of darts. And that's his life. He just works to live so that he can drink that night. He works so he can pay for a bottle of Jack's that night. But in Australia, alcohol is taxed a fuck ton. It's not like other countries. Like a bottle of Jack's in Australia is like way more than a bottle of Jack's in America. Jack Daniels, I'm talking about. And he rented a room. He didn't even like rent a place. He rented a room. He'd work the same job as me. Obviously, I'm sure he'd work more hours, but that was his life. His life was to live so that he can drink a bottle of Jack's that night. And he was like 40. And I'm like 18 years old. I'm like, what the fuck? Like I felt so bad for him, but I guess, you know, maybe he was happy doing that. Maybe that's what he wanted to do. Throughout all this, I also worked in Liquorland, which you guys in Australia know, it's basically an alcohol or like liquor store. When I worked there, I worked in a place where the security was like 100 meters down from the actual store. So there's lots of thefts going on. I have so many stories I can say for another video of like people stealing, people being aggressive, drunk people, drug addicts coming, crackheads, guys sniffing petrol. So many stories of that, but also there, it was the same story as the labor hiring. Like my manager used to drink pretty much every time. There was the Subway girls and guys who used to work at the kebab shop right next to my Liquorland. And they would come every time and they would buy a bottle of like vodka every day or like a 6-pack whiskey and Coke every day. So I already knew, okay, it doesn't matter if you work in Subway, it doesn't matter if you work at a restaurant, like a lot of people just kind of think the same and live the same lives. I realized, okay, these people are probably drinking because they're unhappy. And the thing when you work in these environments and you have coworkers, especially if you're a young guy and they're much older than you, it's like they'll tell you stories, they'll tell you their problems. They want to rant to like some little kid. And that was my experience at Liquorland. And then you have to deal with customers. So customers were another thing. And at times I felt like really unsafe. There was even like a stabbing at one of my stores. Things like that. It's like, wow, people would work their whole lives to stay in an unsafe place like an alcohol store. I did it for like nearly 2 years. So I mean, I was basically one of them, and I could have been like that. Who knows, if I made different decisions, I could have still been at that alcohol store. So when we decided to like defer uni, we just thought, okay, we'll take a semester off, we'll actually try to actually make money online, and we'll still keep our job. So I still kept that Liquorland job. You were the one who actually like pulled the trigger and said, let's fucking do this, because I was kind of bitching it the whole time. I was kind of like, yeah, let me just finish uni, let me just work Liquorland. But what did you kind of realize that made us go, okay, like let's both do it?
So one day throughout uni, I came across a TikTok of this new side hustle. It's called matched betting, where you pretty much, I was super skeptical about it, but I realized, I can't just save to get rich. I don't know how I figured this out, but I knew I had to invest in some sort of skill to be able to increase my earning potential. Anyway, bought this course for like $1,000, and keep in mind I'm 18, I've only made 2.5 grand in savings, and that's the most money I've ever had, ever. Made this $1,000 investment, and it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever done in my life. The program is the System Australia. Shout out JP, Tom and Steve. They're the founders of that. Actually flew out to Melbourne and did a podcast with them a while back, but that's relevant. That was my first taste of internet money. It wasn't a lot. On average, I was probably making $500 a week, but this was from maybe 6 hours worth of work. That coupled with my job, I remember in 1 month I made $5,000 as an 18-year-old. And this was in uni, working a job and doing that matched betting side hustle as well. That's when I knew shit was possible. people were doing this, and that kind of gave like the proof of concept. So you didn't do it at the time, it was just me, but you saw the work that I was doing and the money I was making.
Yeah, it was good because like when you barely worked and you made like a decent return.
Yeah.
But the funny part is like you didn't really tell anyone, not even me, how much you're actually making. We told our friends like you're just some degenerate gambler. They thought you were just like a
I was just faking to all my mates that I was just a degenerate gambler, but really I was strategically placing bets. I'd only show them one side, not the other side of the coin. I believe throughout like a 14, 15 month period, I made around 40 grand.
Not bad considering like how little
That's
work you were doing.
very
But yeah, that was like nowhere near enough in terms of our actual dreams of like traveling, taking care of our family, taking care of ourselves, and really living like the life we want.
Yeah.
But also, crypto was one thing that we, like I said, we were always into. We were part of an NFT project. Some of you guys who are watching will know exactly what we're talking about. The thing was, again, we always thought about this all throughout uni. We were working these shitty jobs that we didn't like. We didn't like studying. We always knew about the online income side of things. Like again, we tried crypto really, really hard. I tried dropshipping and affiliate marketing and kind of failed with that. And it was not until 2 years into this 3-year degree that we decided to like actually, okay, let's actually give this online income thing a try. Because we realized that since we're young, we can take these risks. We should take these risks because if we graduate, that's what we'll be. Like now we're in debt to a degree. I mean, we're still in. So when we were 16, or even younger than that, like I said, we lived in the same, we shared the same room, and we used to talk about like making money and being rich and all that because we weren't exactly rich. So when we were like 15, 16, we were already interested in things like, you know, naturally, I think we both searched up how to make money, not even online, but just how to make money, and then it come up with all these different jobs, like investment banking, cybersecurity, whatever. But we also got into like making money online quite early. Like we were into crypto when you were like 16, made a few thousands maybe, and then kind of lost it. But we were always, we were always interested. Like one of my old fucking YouTube accounts, you can see all the guys I subscribe to with like making money online. So there's things like dropshipping, affiliate marketing, crypto. Those are the kind of the main things. But when I was 16, I actually invested in like a program to like make money online through digital marketing. Like I didn't even tell him, right? Because it was like money I earned from Macca's. However, again, like the normal kid we were, I was kind of lazy with it. I didn't really do much. I would rather play video games, rather just like chill and watch YouTube videos than actually do the work. So we're always interested in these things for a long time. We also saw there how like fake money was because we were part of this project that made like a decent amount of money. And we made some money out of it, nothing crazy. But it made us realize that, okay, we can actually do this. So with crypto, we also had a bunch of degenerate shit like putting a fuck ton into altcoins and stuff. We made a lot of money, lost a lot of money. Now we still have like a decent amount of money in crypto, but it's a lot a safer, degenerate way than before. It's more like
we stopped with meme coins.
Yeah, we
lost
stopped
too
with
much
all
money on that.
Right now, it's just about like the crypto money we have. It's more that like, okay, money, it's already lost in our brain, but we're not gonna look at it. We're not gonna think of it because it's quite an emotional roller coaster like that. So that's more of like a multiplier, something like crypto, but it doesn't actually make you money. It's good if you have capital. Like we're very grateful that we have capital now. We can put into crypto and we can actually make decent returns of it. But when we were starting out, we were just thinking, we're just trying to get rich quick. We were trying to find all the get rich quicks, and we didn't really find one at all. And still to this day, nothing's get rich quick. But in uni, everyone literally said we were retarded. Like not one person really supported us, except each other. Don't get me wrong, people did like kind of accept what we're doing, but they didn't fully support us. No one was like,
they're kind of like, oh, go to you.
Yeah,
like, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, you do you.
But they weren't like, nah, I wish you the absolute best. Like no one was ever like that.
Yeah, except us, right? And so it was very hard for us to make that. And I can resonate with some of you guys who are like kind of on your own in this journey. It can feel quite lonely, but we're lucky like we had each other.
Yeah. Apart from that though, it was pretty fucking lonely. Apart from having each other, but of course that was our superpower.
Yeah. So I remember having a conversation with a friend, and he's like, "You're fucking retarded. Like, please, for the love of God, I'm trying to save your life right now. Please, 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 finish uni, keep your job, and save money. You'll be in a much better spot. Don't defer uni. You are retarded." And like looking back, I think he probably did want the best for us. I like to think at least, but I just knew that's not the life I wanted to live. Like that was his dream. I'm not looking down on him because his dream is to do that, but he wanted to work a 9 to 5 office job for the rest of his life. And that's not what I wanted. So a message I tell to my younger self is like, dude, don't try and listen to other people who don't have your dreams. Don't spend your life trying to live someone else's dream. Live your dream. So my dream, our dream was not to work the 9 to 5, was to travel, was to pay for cool things and not worry about money and have time for you to actually enjoy your life. And then eventually we got into sales and marketing, which is how we make our money now. We help other businesses make more money. And for a long 6 months, this is in 2023, for like a long 6 months, like we didn't make shit. We made like fuck all money. We made some, so we at least knew it was real, but like that was like a long, very hard period. We could have given up so many times. We could have went back to uni that next semester. Could have like got more jobs at the warehouse and labor hire stuff. That was like really, really difficult. And many times we were unmotivated, but again, we had each other to like kind of motivate each other. Like, no, let's stick it out. Like, we're still young. Worst case scenario, we go back, but let's not go back until we have to.
We knew we were young. We were still living at home at the time. We had some savings from the jobs we did, the side hustle I did, that if any time to take the risk, it's now. It's not when I have a mortgage and 3 kids, right? Kind of built that urgency.
One thing throughout all this as well is that, again, we grew up with a single mom from the Philippines, and she worked so hard. She worked like incredibly hard. She was the most hardworking person, and she wanted us to be well educated, and she worked so hard so we can go to a nice school, so that we have good connections and go to a good university, which we went to a good university in Western Australia. And for us to like defer and for us to drop out, quote unquote, it was very, very tough for her. So she kind of accepted what we were doing, but she really encouraged us to like finish it. And, you know, at home, you know, we'd work, we'd try and make money. We weren't making much money for those 6 months. And then, you know, there's many uncertainties of mom kind of saying to us like, oh, why don't you just go back to uni? And it's like we were like failing. We were failing her, and like we were failing ourselves, because she worked so hard, she sacrificed so much just for us to drop out of uni and pay money for a bunch of courses online and not earn money for a long time. Like, that was so difficult. That was so hard for us to go through. But thank fuck we made it out in the end. Otherwise, we won't be here.
Yeah, it almost felt like disrespectful to go through the path we went to after everything our mom has done for us. But it was just a thing of not knowing and not having the knowledge of what's possible out there. Because, you know, she had every right to tell us what she thought, because that's all she ever knew, right?
Yeah, like, it's a different generation like that we're in 2025. Like, in our mom's time, making money online is not an option. Like, the only thing you could do is go to uni. And that's like your best chances of actually making money. And even in business, you go to uni for a business degree. But we're lucky in our generation, you can just make money through a laptop as long as you have like Wi-Fi. We saw how hard our mom worked, and you know, she'd be tired sometimes, she'd be low energy, but she always made the effort to work, make sure all the bills were paid, do all the mom stuff and all the dad stuff as well. Like take us to soccer, feeding us, supporting us in school, supporting us if we had problems in school life. And we always saw like the hard work our mom did to like provide such a childhood and upbringing for us, that we really admired it. But at the same time, we always knew, okay, like mom deserves better. She deserves to not work so hard and sacrifice so much. And that was like a huge inspiration for us to actually, you know, work hard. And it sucked because even though we were doing uni, and I mean, our grades were decent at uni, not like crazy high distinctions, but like distinctions easily and some high distinctions. So we were like okay students, but till then, like we weren't happy doing what we were doing. So everyone kind of glorifies the whole freedom, the whole lifestyle, all the money we're making, especially because we're young. But no one really saw, and this is why I kind of regret, and we regret, like not actually documenting the journey when we were in the trenches. Because like I said, there was a 6-month period of like making close to nothing, like under $1,000 a month. But then after that, from like the first 6 months of 2023, we made like pretty much nothing. And then the second half, that's when we started to make a little bit more money, like around that 5 to 10K a month mark. But here's the thing, we were still like working hard, like all the sacrifice we did, no one really saw that. We didn't really document it. I wish I have a YouTube video of me like fucking not making as much money as I am now and actually doing the trench work. And it was a sacrifice. So we kind of didn't go clubbing every weekend like we used to. Like we stopped drinking as much. We stopped hanging out with friends as much. I mean, naturally they were busy with their uni stuff. But we'd probably only see them once
Yeah,
a month.
once a month.
We saw them once a week to play soccer, football. That was it, really.
Yeah. But we
And-
lost a lot of friends like just by saying no to things, and then they just stopped inviting us out, and then like, yeah, we just stopped hanging out with them. Like no one saw that part.
Yeah, and
of our journey.
this was in 2023 when we were, what, like
20.
20? Yeah, we were 20. But then that later half of that year, that's when we started to make money. And then it was around, I think, October, maybe September, October. Pretty good milestones each. We were like confident in the decision we made to like basically never go back to uni. And we were confident that we stopped that because we were actually seeing success. But we didn't really have that freedom yet, even though we had success. Like we kind of just stacking cash alongside. I mean, we could like pay for things without caring too much. It was cool. Bought a bunch of shoes or whatever. Bought some dumb stuff that I probably didn't need. But we didn't have the whole like. I mean, we technically had location freedom and time freedom, but we just didn't do much with it because we were so attached to the money. We were so like scarce about it. So that was the whole of like 2023. And looking back in hindsight, you know, like I said, it was like a rough 12 months of like pure grind, pure hustle. But looking back, like we could have done it way quicker with the knowledge like we have now of like what it actually takes to earn decent money online. Because even though we, like I said, we were like grinding and we were sacrificing, like still a bit lazy. Like we still watched YouTube videos when you shouldn't have. We
Still doom scrolling.
still doom scrolling, still like talking about things but not doing anything about it. So we
Still
could have gone there
operating
quicker.
at the frequency and the standards that we are now.
Yeah.
Like looking back, I feel so disgusted at myself at how slow I was at moving things
Yeah,
forward.
realistically, we probably could have still kept some of the jobs and do uni with the work we put in, right? That's why it took us kind of a long time, like 12 months, to really, or maybe a bit less than 12 months, but to really actually make like a decent income where we can say, okay, I'm making more than I would have if I graduated uni. But that was really tough. And then for the whole 2023 and like to early 2024, I think we went to the Philippines for a wedding for 2 months. And that's when we kind of had our first taste of like, okay, freedom and like traveling but it's in Southeast Asia, right? So it's not super expensive, it's pretty affordable. But we had like the freedom to like go to casino, go to the beach, go to Boracay,
Yeah.
put some photos there.
Just go out for dinner.
Go out for dinner and just like, yeah, not think about how much the steak costs and get the best thing on the menu. And that was really cool. That's when we had our first taste of that, but we were still really scarce to that money. And we didn't really do much. So when we came back home to Perth in 2024, we were still like working really hard. And our earnings were really, really increasing, but we didn't really do the whole travel thing until early 2024. Now, when we first traveled, we basically took a bag each, and I think our first stop was Thailand.
Yeah.
And from then on, we knew, okay, this is what we want to do. This is why we did in the beginning. We did this so we can travel and live a life of freedom. Met so many cool people, so many people like us who are our age with the same visions to travel around the world, make money, have these cool experiences, level up as human beings. Like, it was really cool to see that, all the networking that we did. And the freedom that we actually cashed out after like 12 months of like, you know, hustling. Grinding, right? In Perth, we didn't really know anyone who had similar goals to us or similar ambitions. Everyone kind of was more in the traditional way. But then when we started traveling, you know, we went to like Thailand, Sydney, Bali, Dubai. There was all these people who had similar visions to us. And it's like, we got along really, really well. And we could hang out with them.
I want to touch on tall poppy syndrome as well. So that's a huge thing in Australia where like if someone does something out of the ordinary or just tries to make it doing something different, right? For some reason, everyone just decides to put that person down. And we didn't really get that firsthand, but like a lot of people saying, oh, this person said this about you guys. These people don't believe you. These people don't want you to succeed. Or just the way people, you know, we pull up to a party or something. We don't talk about work ever, or we never start a conversation about that. A lot of people will just ask us. And they have this really like condescending tone.
They're praying for your downfall.
Yeah, where they're praying for our downfall. Like that's what it sounds like, at least.
Maybe it's all in our head.
Yeah, maybe it's all in our head.
But-
Don't know. Maybe cut this out, but like it's definitely a thing. And as soon as we travel to places like Bangkok, Manila, and Bali, everyone has the same energy. Everyone's wanting everyone else to succeed. Everyone's sharing ideas and really providing value to each other. Whereas we didn't get that from Perth, which is when we knew, like, we had to move out forever, basically. And we can't live in our hometown because we're just stuck in that bubble, in that environment where if we want to level up as human beings, we can't take ourselves to the next level without moving.
And maybe that's just because naturally it was just the environment that they got brought up in and we got brought up in too.
Yeah.
Except our dreams were kind of bigger than that. So we have a few vlogs actually which we filmed but never never posted. That's probably for a different video. Don't want this video to be too long. But now we basically live in hotels 24/7. That means we get all our cleaning done. We go out for dinner basically every night, or basically like Uber
Haven't
Eats
cooked the
it.
food.
Don't cook.
Food in
Don't do
the last 6
laundry.
months. Yeah.
Don't clean. Don't have to drive even. You can just Uber everywhere. And you don't really have to look at the bill. That was the best thing about all this. It's like to remember our broke days when we were broke, and now just worrying about, bro. We used to fucking on the night out. We used to take the train home in like a dodgy area in the city because we didn't want to pay an Uber to go home. Like that's how broke we were. Before.
Or like we used to get fucked up at Pre's just so that we
Yeah.
wouldn't have to pay for drinks out because it was cheaper to buy it.
Yeah.
Or something that we were even doing was sneaking drinks in because we didn't want to pay. It's like
Yeah, we had a very scarce mindset towards money, and we were barely saving any money. Like we obviously still bought drinks, we also took Ubers, but it's like we weren't saving that much money. Now, we don't have to really look at the bill to like do these things, because we worked hard and positioned ourselves to do it. Like Dubai was such a spontaneous trip, and you guys know, if you know why guys who make money like go to Dubai. And I didn't really have to think twice to actually spend money there because you guys know what Dubai is like. And same thing with Sydney. That was a very spontaneous trip as well. So we can just take a plane ticket around pretty much anywhere in the world without having to think twice. And before, it was like we didn't take a plane ride for like 4 years.
because of COVID, yeah.
Because of COVID and all this, and like we were saving money.
We're like, oh, Travis Scott concert in Sydney? Yep, let's go.
Let's go. Like
Literally,
we didn't buy tickets. Okay, let's get VIP. So now that we live in these hotels and we have like nice dinners, it's so fucking crazy how not that long ago, just a few years ago, we were talking about all of this, what we would do this together. When we shared the same room, and we literally spoke into existence. We like kind of manifested it somehow, and then now we're actually living this, and it's super exciting because now we're enjoying life. But you know that doesn't mean we just not work, or that doesn't mean we're just gonna like be couch potatoes and do nothing. It's the whole journey about it was so fun. There's more mountains to climb, and it's never ending. That's the best part. We can enjoy life, and we can still make even more money. We can still hit our business and career goals.
Yeah, it's like playing a video game, but in real life.
So none of this, you know, traveling to Dubai, setting up a company, earning 6 figures in a month, traveling around the world, none of this would have been possible without one person.
That's our mother.
Our mom. So she raised us alone. She worked long hours. She did all the mom stuff as well.
So not only did she work, but she also took us to school, took us to soccer training, took us to hang out with friends. She cooked all the food, did all our laundry, helped us tie.
Yeah, she really did everything. And that inspiration was really what helped us achieve what we achieved at our age at 22. And one thing that really sticks out as well is like, she also picked us up late nights when we were partying in high school, getting up to no good. Same thing if we were clubbing after 18, sometimes she would pick us up. So she really did everything for us, and nothing would have been possible without her.
If there's one person we can thank in the world to express gratitude on why we are where we are today, it would definitely be her.
Yeah, and sometimes when we were younger, we saw she would be very stressed. She wouldn't be in the best mood, you know, because she worked really, really hard, and she had to feed three grown boys, who all were complaining for their own reasons. Sometimes she would feel really, really stressed. I remember coming home from work, just because she had like no energy. Maybe something happened at work, maybe financially something happened. And she sometimes used to take it out on us. We're very grateful that we were kind of understanding. We probably weren't the best kids growing up, but she still stuck by us. And although she didn't really agree with the whole uni thing, she still like accepted us for what we wanted to do. We knew, okay, like Mateo, we need to actually do something together. We need to like find a better way. We need to make enough money so that mom doesn't have to deal with the stress, because we saw how much she sacrificed her life, how much she worked for us to raise us to have such a great childhood. And like watching her grind, watching her like do everything, do all the driving, do all the chores, do all the cooking, the cleaning, and paying the bills, and having to deal with like parent-teacher interviews and stuff. We weren't the best kids. She stuck by all of that just for us, and it made us realize like, no, she's the reason why we're doing this. We have to do this. You know, we do it for us too, but like a huge goal and a huge inspiration is our mom. And I always say this, I always joke around with Mateo, and I've even joked with you, Mom. If she had the opportunity that we had today in this generation, she would have been way more successful. She's so much more hardworking. She's a lot smarter than us, a lot more emotionally intelligent, and she would have been way more successful than us if she had the opportunity, and we can't thank her enough.
If she lived at this time, she would have been even greater than she already is now.
You know, she always taught us to like never give up on your dreams. If something fails or you get pushed down, never give up. Always keep pushing. She also to be really smart with our decisions as well. Think things through, even though we definitely did some irrational or like spontaneous decisions. She also taught us about work ethic and really providing value to other people, making sure you listen, making sure you help other people, And all of those skills and those values growing up, you know, being respectful, having your manners, that really showed along the way, and that's really helped us in our business and our making money journey. She knows what we do, and she's very proud. And you know, all the money we've made, all the places we traveled, all the expensive dinners we had, like none of that really means more than like our mom telling us that she's proud of us and knowing that she's taken care of. We've tried to introduce it to her, but she just needs to do the whole 12 months grind that we did, you know, and she's doing very well for herself now, that she doesn't need to do that. But she's earned it. She's seriously earned it, and at least we know that, you know, if something happens to mom, something happens to our brother, if they need anything, like, we can be there to take care financially without putting ourselves at risk. And that's the best part of this whole thing. It's not,
If anything goes to shit, if there's any emergencies, we're always there. You can solve a lot of issues with money, and since we have that, we're able to take care of our loved ones.
and I'm sure lots of you guys who are in the same journey as us will know that if you're making money online. And it's like, there's no bullshit in life now. Like, the bullshit's gone. There's like zero bullshit because we can just pay for things without thinking twice.
Which is why we did this in the first place. Like, yeah, traveling was cool. Yes, the dinners are cool, but it's just that safety net that we know that we have the skills. If anything goes to shit, we have the skills to make money, and we're earning enough where who knows? We might have been happy, but you know, we're super grateful for
It's
the
very,
position
we have a
we're
lot
in
of
now.
gratitude, and how many things I guess ended up going right and going well for us. And so I always, you know, all of this is really not just for us, but for her too, and it's to show her like how well she's raised us. And we can't think and ask for a better mom because we have the best mom in the world. And you know, now you know, showing her around Dubai was really cool. Again, love her a different day. Now she gets to not worry about us. Now she's working a job that she really enjoys, not because of the money side of things.
Because she was so invested in our studies and us going to university. Like, she thought like she had to work and support us for the next. Yes, we aren't any crazy like specimens of humans or anything. We're probably just normal guys like you guys are watching. We are probably at your spot now. As we talked about, not many people saw the trenches work and the sacrifices we had to make. But that's probably what you have to do to get to a position similar to where we went to. It's not like we got this handed to us. We worked hard for it, and yeah, we deserve where we are right now. So yeah, drop in the comment below what sort of videos you guys want to see from us, because we have plenty of things to unpack over the last 2 years, which we wish we documented, and but we didn't. You know, better late than never. So we're doing it now. And as we spoke about at the start, we didn't really have to make content, but now this is just for us to look back on.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can inspire one or two of you. Not gonna sell a course or anything like that. This is more for us, but.
Vlogs, advice, anything like that. And this is a fun little side thing for us if we can be fucked making a video.
Yeah, there's so many stories, so many things that influenced like how we got to where we are now, the decisions we had to make, the things we had to sacrifice, the choices that we've made.
We have our Instagram, Bounce on Twins. We post like here and here just some bunch of piss take stuff. We still get flooded with DMs to not just like random followers, but like people that we know IRL from soccer, from high school, friends, siblings DMing us. Like, it's flooded of people saying, yo, how are you doing this? And like, what does it take to do it? And you know, this is a very passionate thing for us. Like, we like helping people. We kind of tell them what it's about. And then it made me realize that like not everyone actually wants what we have. Like, we wanted it. We wanted the life of traveling. We wanted the whole financial freedom and taking care of ourselves and our family. But not everyone truly wants that. I told them like exactly what needs to be done, but they just never do it. Not one person has done it except for our good friend Samim. Shout out to Samim if you're watching. He's an absolute killer.
G.
He's living a great life traveling too, and he did what it took. But
He just wanted it more than
he
the
just-
others.
he just
The
wanted
other
it.
guys were like, yeah, I want to do what you're doing. Oh, what does it take? Oh, you have to do this. I can't be bothered. I'd rather stay comfortable and go to uni or do my Sparky apprenticeship. And some people tried, but they gave up after a couple months, went back, which is
Yeah.
really unfortunate. But I guess we realized not everyone wants it.
Yeah, and-
if it were easy, people, you know, everyone would be doing it, and it's not.
yeah, but also we can relate to it because yeah, for 2 years we still did the whole uni bullshit. We still worked at Macca's, which we hated. We still worked at Liquorland in the warehouse, and we still didn't do what it takes. So it's like I do resonate with them.
And shout out to our mentors who really guided us. So the boys at the system, JP, Steve, Tom, you know who you are. Daniel Galea, the first guy who got me into business. Leo Moore, fucking G, he's absolutely killing it at the moment. Daniel Fazio, Matthew Larson, Lucas.
Yeah, Jack, Rocky, and especially Lockie and Lucas, you guys have really changed our lives. We cannot thank you guys enough.
And of course, Mom, if you're watching this,
This one's for you.
This is all for you. We don't look down on anyone who isn't doing what we're doing. We're not saying this is the right way you should live your life. We're not saying this is for everyone. This is just what we want and what has worked out for us. So we just want to make that clear.
Yeah,
There's
we
no
don't look down
one
on
way
anyone.
to live life. You do whatever you want with your life. You only have one life, so
Yeah. But
Yeah.
what I will say is like, don't let anyone tell you you can't do something. Like if you want something, you can go and get it and believe in yourself, because not many people believed in us. We didn't even believe in ourselves for like the longest time, right? It was only like recently in the last year and a half that we actually like had something to show for it. But like, don't let anyone tell you freedom's not worth it. Don't let anyone tell you like making money through a laptop is not worth it. Don't let anyone telling you that like having the financial security to not work like a normal job and be self-reliant on no matter what happens. Don't let anyone tell you that.
don't let anyone tell you that money doesn't matter. Because that being said, like if you truly don't think it matters and you're living comfortably and you're super happy, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I wish you all the best. Yeah, but for us, that just wasn't the case. This is what worked for us specifically.
Not going to sleep, not have to go to work the next day in some shitty job that I hate. That's happiness, right? People talk about more money, more problems. Like I remember earlier I was saying, I used to be depressed driving home from Macca's and just sitting in my car, listening to sad boy music, saying, what the fuck am I doing? Like that was a problem back then. Now our problems now is like, are we gonna go to Dubai again to see some our clients? Or are we going to Europe or North America or South America? Like that's the extent to the problems that we have. Obviously in business and stuff, there's problems, but like that's not stressful at all, because we have that abundance, we have that security, we have that safety net. Don't live someone else's dream, live your dream. People want other people to live their dreams, and you don't have to do what we're doing. If you're happy doing the job you're doing, do it. The message really of this all is take inspiration from other people, but live your dream and don't live someone else's, because that's what's going to be depressing. So the heart of this whole journey, the heart of everything, is not gonna be possible. All the whole Dubai thing, all the money we're making, all the travels, this is not possible without one person who is the heart of it all.
That's Mom.
Our mom.
I imagine we fell in love.